Purolator's been around since 1960 from a pretty humble beginning. What's unique about it is that it's a leading Canadian courier and transportation company. In Canada, there's a couple of unique things. It's very geographically dispersed, and also you've got extreme weather conditions. And for us, we understand that, we know how to navigate that with over 60 years of doing this. And along the way, we've built a national network in every community in the country. We've had several important milestones along the way, and today we look at ourselves as just having an incredible platform that's been built over that many years. Purolator's vision for making Canada stronger really is about connecting into the communities and to the customers that we serve. We really look at ourselves as having a sense of purpose, and that purpose is to not only deliver goods, but to actually do what's right in the country and the communities, and we have many examples of how we do it. A couple of years ago, we revisited our core values because we did want to make sure they align to the modern ways of Purolator and the economy and society in general. And through that, we've identified a number of ESG and sustainability changes that are much more in line with what we're doing and what we're going to do. So at Purolator, we consider ourselves a people-first culture and have been for some time, but in the last several years, it's become very, very important. And we really started to move towards an even greater need for health and safety, but also wellness. And we launched something called Purolator Health, not only focused on mental health, but it also looks at physical and social health as well. And we think that it's something that was overdue, but also something so important to the future of our people.
Right now in Canada, the transportation sector is the second largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions. And we've actually seen since 1990 that the transportation sector, along with the oil and gas sector, have been the two largest contributors to growing emissions in Canada. Given the fact that we have many different modes of transportation, we really need to focus in on the areas where we can reduce our emissions both in the short term and in the long term. In Canada right now, we're really seeing a push towards zero emission deliveries, alternative fuel vehicles, and also the infrastructure to support these things. Everyone is setting really aggressive goals to reduce their emissions. And so they're turning to partners like Purolator to help them achieve those goals. So one of our very ambitious goals is to electrify 60% of our last mile delivery vehicles. Another area that we're focused on is urban centers. And one of the solutions that we found that works really well in these areas is our e-bike, which is something that we began piloting a couple of years ago. These types of solutions allow us to continue to work in these urban centers and meet the needs of the citizens in the city.
Innovation comes from diversity. People are the most important resource in our organization. Our employees are made up of people of varying ages, cultures, backgrounds, life stages, and who are geographically dispersed.
Purolator Health contributes to the health and wellness of our 15,000 employees. It's important to listen to all of our employees. We have resources available for employees as well as their family members.
You always have access to human resources, and they will help you the best you can. Sometimes this job can be mentally challenging, but there is resources there to help you.
When we are mentally, physically, and socially strong, we can achieve anything. Purolator Tackle Hunger program emerged almost 20 years ago now. And incredibly, it was generated out of our frontline, our employee base, who recognized the need of food banks across Canada and the issue of hunger. So it's really been a long-term program, which is the beauty of it in many ways, because it really is part of our history, it's part of our DNA, and it's part of our sense of community.
As part of our Purolator Tackle Hunger program, Purolator created another initiative back in 2018 called the Red Bag Campaign. What it is that we go out into our communities, we put red bags on the doorstep, and we ask them to fill the bags with nutritious food for those in need in their area. To date, we've raised more than 18 million pounds of food over the almost 20 years that we've had this program in place. In 2023, we're going to be launching our first national Red Bag campaign. And so we're going to have many, many cities across Canada that are going to come together on this one day and run a Red Bag campaign in their local city.
We're at the leading edge of ESG here, and that's our overall goal, is to be the greenest courier in Canada. The most exciting part of this job really is the good that we do in the communities and really the great things that we do across Canada.
There's a genuine care for the employees. We want to help everyone, and everyone's voice is important. We understand that everyone's diversity means that they need different supports and resources at different times of their life.
They're actually invested in bringing new initiatives to the workplace to affect the health of our employees in a positive way.
In a company like this, what you leave behind is your legacy with the people and how you deal with the culture, how you create great careers. And I think that what excites me most is the fact that we're building so much here, even with our own people and our culture.